Hi, my name's Stephen Hand from Archery Supplies, and I've been watching the Olympic Games. And I want to talk about the equipment that I noticed the archers were using this year versus other years. So in the past year, in the past Olympics, I made a comment that all the winners shot win, and some of the Hoyt fans got a bit upset with me. And I kind of do it out of jest or whatever, because I was like, it's funny that people get upset. Okay, so anyway. Enough with that. Okay, what's interesting for me this year? The biggest bow, the most common bow used this year in the Olympic Games by far is win. It's not even close. The decrease of popularity of Hoyt is, for me, very noticeable. And I'm not saying that because I don't sell Hoyt or that. It is primarily at least 2/3 win bows, and I'm going to say maybe even up towards 70% win. It is so big. The big bow, the most popular bow used by archers at the Olympics was the AtFX Deluxe. It would account for around 80% of all the win bows used at the Olympics, and maybe 60% of all bows used at the Olympics is the WinWin AtFX Deluxe. And I find that interesting. The lady who came second, so shot the second highest score at the Olympics, was shooting an Inno, so a carbon bow. Carbon bows were not that popular. I think I saw 2 being shot, so maybe 3. And they were win. So the majority of win shooters are shooting the AtFX Deluxe. There was a couple shooting the AtFX. So they're basically the one before the AtFX Deluxe, or is it still produced? So that's kind of interesting. Limbs was split between wood and carbon. I'm going to say it's probably going to depend on the country and the coach, whether they prefer wood or carbon. The thing that struck me was the nocks that people used. The biter one-piece knock that goes over the end of the shaft would account for maybe 70 to 80% of all nocks used. I'm going to say the reason for that is if you use a pin knock like this, the pin could be bent. That's not possible using a beater knock that goes over the end of the shaft. Now, why do I not use, and why do not the majority of people use biter knocks that go over the end of the shaft? It's because the chance of Robin Hooding your arrows and going straight down the back end of the shaft and damaging your arrows is increased. Now, what I do here is I shoot 18 meters, all right? And I'm shooting lots of arrows every night. So I damage my flights, I damage my knocks, and I damage my pins. If I was shooting 70 meters in practice, I think I would use a one-piece knock, okay? And I'm going to say the difference is probably not great. So for the average archer, they're just going to use a pin knock. I'm going to talk a little bit about finger tabs. They seem to be mixed. There was plenty of win. There was a few fair weather tabs being used. There's a fair weather tab. There was some FIVX tabs being used. Other bows being used. FIVX, I'm going to say probably the same number of FIVX bows were used as Hoyt bows. And it seemed to me that it depended on the country. There was Italy had 2 FIVX bows being used. England had 2 FIVX bows being used, where America was all Hoyt, which is interesting to me. So it tend to be that, well, for me, it feels that depending on the coach and the archers, different bows dominated. MK Archery was at the Olympics and I'm going to say probably in a slightly lesser role than FIVX and Hoyt, but they're definitely there. Euchre, I saw 1 set of Euchre limbs being used, and that surprised me. I thought there would be more Euchre limbs. So, but by a big margin, WinWin was the big brand. For the FIVX risers, the majority were using the new Scatty riser and Scatty limbs. I think I saw one of these. This is the Argon X. It may have been one of those there in white being used. So that was my take. The other thing I'm going to comment on is the vanes. One archer was using plastic vanes, the rest were using spin wings. it looked to me that the big used vane at the Olympics was spin wings. There was quite a few KSL vanes there. I'm going to talk about little dampening systems. This seemed really common, just a basic dampening system on the stabilizers, where I would have expected more of the biter dampeners. I think I saw 2 people using biter dampeners. Now I'm going to say the reason for that is a lot of people were not using much weight on the stabilizers, so they just get away with a normal dampening system. So they were my takes of the Olympics. Oh, the other thing I thought was really interesting on the equipment still, clickers. So I use a carbon clicker here. I didn't see anyone using a carbon clicker. The vast majority of people using clickers were using a biter metal clicker, $15. I thought that was surprising because I find the carbon clicker more crisp and noisier. So I'll leave you to that with the Olympics. They're on TV. You can watch the archers. You can watch the form. I'll do a couple more videos about form and things I've noticed about the Olympics. Thanks for watching.